Hey everyone, it's Megan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing my 2016 Bookish resolution / January TBR. So last year was a pretty successful book reading year for me. I managed to read around 163 books when I set my goal at 100. So I decided to increase my goal this year to 125 books. I think it is pretty doable. But unfortunately, the other challenge that I'd set up for myself, which was to read one classic a month for 12 months, and I pre-decided them, it did not work out past, I believe, the 4th or 5th month. Basically, I had assigned myself some really rather unrealistic goals. Like, I assigned myself to read all of Gone with the Wind, which is a pretty chunky book, in the month of May or June or something. And I wanted to read other things, understandably, because it was the summertime, and that's kind of the time of year where I prefer to read lighter and fluffier stuff, so I didn't maintain my interest in it, and my TBR for the year sort of went down from there. But I have resolved for that to not happen this year, and so my sort of side resolution in that aspect is to read 5 shorter classics, maybe novellas, just shorter ones like The Lottery by Shirley Jackson, and I'm not going to pick them out either. I'm just going to hope that I can get through 5 new shorter classics this year. But on that note, I am happy to say that there are 4 series that I would like to get through this throughout the course of this year. The first one is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I have never read them before. I read The Hobbit right before the 3rd movie was about to come out, and I seriously loved it, and I think I could be a huge Tolkien fan. So I've got the first book already in the edition that I want with the beautiful illustrations by Alan Lee. So I'm going to have to collect the other 2 as I go, but this is just something that I really hope I can get done. I really hope I can read the full series this year. The other thing I wanted to mention is that Matt and I managed to complete the Series of Unfortunate Events series, all 13 of them, one each month for all of 2015, and it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. I should say, there were 2 that were read in 1 month at one point. But anyway, that was a success, and so we decided we wanted to do it again this year. And the series that we picked is one that we have been wanting to reread for quite some time, and it is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. We're going to be doing the exact same thing, so 7 books, 7 months. 1 book a month if we can. If not, we're not going to make it a huge deal because he's really busy. I know I'm going to be really busy throughout the semester and likely into the summer. So we're just going to make it a 2016 thing that we complete them all, and we're going to, at the completion of each book, watch each movie as well. So it's really exciting. We're very thrilled to be doing it this year. I also, for 7 or 8 books, 1 for each month, intend to reread and rather complete the Little House on the Prairie series by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I have only gotten to book either 4 or 5, halfway through By the Shores of Silver Lake, and so I've never completed the entire series, and considering how much I love it, it's amazing to me. So I'm going to be reading this 1 book a month, starting with this one, Little House in the Big Woods, which I've read countless times by now, and so I'm excited to finally read each one. And I've also decided that for the first time since I was a kid, I'm going to re-watch the entire TV series, which will be new for me. I just remember little snippets of it from my childhood, so that's going to be exciting too. I also, throughout the course of 2016, plan to complete the original 56 Nancy Drew mystery stories by Carolyn Keene. I've read most, if not all of them. There might be 1 or 2 that I managed to have not read because they were maybe less popular or just harder to find in general, but I'm going to make it a goal or a priority of collecting them in their original vintagey editions and just read them. They really do not take long at all. They can take me like a day or 2 to read. So I'm just going to have that as a little side project that if ever I'm in the mood throughout the course of the year, I'll just pick up the next one or what have you, and I'm really excited about that. I also plan to take on, although I'm not going to say that I'm going to complete it because that's a bit too much of a high expectation for myself. It is The Complete Fairy Tales of the Brothers Grimm by the Brothers Grimm. I got this years ago and have always wanted to get through it, but haven't. So, like with my other nonfiction type books, I'm probably going to be keeping this by my bed. Not to say that this is not fiction, I just mean the other books by my bed will be nonfiction, and I'll have this one with them, and just whenever I feel like it during my reading time before I go to sleep, I might read a story or two. But I'm really excited about this. It's a book that I've wanted to get through for quite a while. I've read a few of the stories, just the ones that were more familiar to me growing up, but never the other ones, and so I'm really intrigued by that. So that's it for my series goals primarily. There's other ones that I would like to try. For example, the Bronze Horseman trilogy by Paulina Simons, or the Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss. Those are ones that I want to try to read the first book, and then if I'm really intrigued and enjoy it, we'll continue on this series. That's also the case for Redwall by Brian Jacques. I've never read that before and loved the animated TV series on Teletoon as a kid, so I want to actually read them and see if I'm interested in pursuing the whole series. So the goals that I set for myself I don't think are too unrealistic, but there you have it. That's what I intend to do, and I'm really excited about it. This is going to probably be the year of the series for me. I mean, last year I read quite a number of series and completed them, but these are more classic-driven ones that I'm really excited about. So as to what I'll be currently reading in the month of January, obviously I mentioned I'll be doing Little House in the Big Woods, and the first Nancy Drew, however long that takes, like however many I happen to get through. I'm not gonna be too strict on myself about it. And the first Harry Potter book. Those are definites for sure each month that I will be doing, but I'm also going to continue to be reading the Dear Canada Diary series by assorted authors at assorted different time periods. You've heard me mention about it in previous videos that this is what I'm doing now. I am maybe a third, maybe not quite a third of the way through the 36 volumes in this series, but it's just going to be something that I continue to do, and I am on this one, Where the River Takes Me, right now, and I'm really enjoying it. I am also nearing the halfway point of 10,000 Skies Above You by Claudia Gray. This is the second book in the Firebird trilogy that is about this girl and her family who have created the Firebirds, which is a device that allows you to travel through hundreds of different dimensions and times. So this is really good. Not quite as engaging as the first one. I'm not as sucked in, but it could be because I have a lot on the go, but it's still really enjoyable and I'm excited to see what happens. And the last book that I'm currently reading, I started yesterday, and it is Relish, My Life in the Kitchen by Lucy Knisley. This is also a reread for me. I read this last year as well, and I think what happened was maybe I read it too quickly. I still really loved it at the time, but I really wanted to reread it again, and so I just, on a whim, picked it up last night, and I love it so much. Lucy Knisley is this amazing graphic memoirist, and so she does these beautiful illustrations of her life in memoirs. And so this is about her growing up as a kid, surrounded by cooks and food, and how she associates that with certain points of her life. So the artwork is great, and there's also recipes in between each chapter, just her own personal recipes that I cannot wait to try. So, so good. I'm reading it slower this time and just really savoring it. Alrighty guys, those are my 2016 reading goals as well as my January TBR. Comment down below and let me know what you are planning on reading this month, as well as your reading goals for this year. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week, and I shall see you soon with another video. Bye everyone.